Hi, welcome to Glow's Kinder Kitchen, and I'm Glow. Today we're going to be making an old-fashioned oatmeal cake, and I've been making this for well over 30 years, and it's actually one of our favorites. It's so easy to put together. I've even had friends ask me to make it for them for their birthday. So I guess that speaks volumes. And I'm not really sure where this cake recipe came from originally. I have it in several of my community cookbooks. So, and they're all about the same. Some of them are a little different than others, but I'll just show you, the one that's usually what I see in cookbooks. So let's go ahead and get started. What I did is I went ahead and I boiled 1 1/4 cups of water here. And I pre-measured my old-fashioned rolled oats. And I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. And I'm just
How much was that oats, Miss Glow?
1 cup.
1 cup.
And I'm also going to add to that 1 stick of butter. And I'm just going to let that set. And what this is going to do is it's going to soften up the oats, and it's also going to help melt that butter. So I'm going to go ahead and set that aside a little so it's out of our way while it's doing its magic. And we're going to go ahead and measure out all the other ingredients for this. So what it calls for is 1 cup of brown sugar. I'll move this out of the way. And I pre-measured everything, so it just makes it easier when I'm showing you guys how to do this. I also do it when I'm cooking by myself because it just seems to go, through the process much quicker. I have 1 cup of granulated white sugar. And I have 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon and 1/2 of a teaspoon of ground nutmeg. That's one of the differences in some of these recipes I have found through the years. Not all of them call for the nutmeg, but our family likes nutmeg, so we always include it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of stir this up, get it blended well.
With the Danish whisk.
Yeah, I love this thing. Or a Dutch whisk. I'm not really sure where it originated from, but that's awesome. And then it also says that you need to add 2 eggs. So I went ahead and cracked the eggs and I whipped them up. I'm going to put that in there. See how that egg just kind of melts right into that and dissolves that sugar. And then it calls for 1 teaspoon of vanilla. My vanilla is running a little low, so I have another one here as well. Let's see if I can find 1 teaspoon. I meant to have that out. But here's 1 teaspoon. So I have another bottle here just in case I didn't have enough. Oh my goodness. I didn't even know there's enough there to save. There wasn't. So it has a little bit more than 1 teaspoon, but it'll be yummy. Okay, I'm going to mix that up. So I've got the brown sugar, the white sugar, the eggs, the cinnamon, the nutmeg, and the vanilla in here. And now what I'm going to add to that is 1 1/2 cups of white all-purpose flour. And it has 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/2 a teaspoon of salt. And I went ahead and measured everything out and I put it in here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour that in here and we'll stir it up to combine. I'm going to start off with about 1/2 of it. Whoops. Almost got that on you, Richard.
Almost. back far enough.
And I'll put the other half in. So this is gonna be getting pretty thick here.
The Danish whisk can get through it, Miss Chloe.
Yep. You can actually use a hand mixer for this or stand mixer, but I find for cakes like this where you're just dumping stuff in and stirring it, it's just as easy to do it this way, I find. Plus it's good exercise for your arms.
Well, you're right, Arm.
Yeah. I could do it with my left too, but okay, so now I'm going to take and get this broken up a little. Let's move this out of the way. Some recipes call for you to let this set for 20 minutes to half hour. I have done that, but to be honest with you, I don't see the benefit of it. It's probably to soften the oatmeal up more, but it always turns out well, so. What I'm doing right now is just trying to get that butter incorporated in there good. And see what that looks like?
Looks good, Miss Chloe.
Almost looks like porridge.
Yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and bring this back over. I have a spatula here, so I'm going to take this oatmeal mixture and put it in with the mixture I've already mixed up. And I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. And this is going to bake for anywhere from 30 minutes to 35 minutes. You know how it is, everybody's oven's a little different. In this particular recipe, I always bake in a metal pan. Reason being is because this is going to go under the broiler after I put a topping on it. And I don't want to use one of my glass dishes with a broiler. So now I'm just combining all of this. Making sure I get everything incorporated good.
Cooperation is the key, Miss Chloe.
Mm-hmm. I think we got that mixed up pretty good. See how that stuff just drops right off of this whisk? It makes it so easy for cleanup. Okay, so let's move this stuff over to the side. And I went ahead and I greased my pan that I'm going to be using. And we're going to go ahead and put this mixture into it. I'll try and get as much as I can out and so that it goes into the cake. Hate to waste. Whoops. There we go. So I'm going to be putting this in my oven that's been preheated to 350 degrees for half an hour to 35 minutes. And then in the meantime, I'm going to be mixing up the topping. And so I'll be back shortly to show you how I do that. Hi, well now we're ready to get started on doing our topping for our oatmeal cake. So I have 6 tablespoons of melted butter in here. And I melted it in the microwave. Power level 7 for 30 seconds, mixed it up a little, and then again for 30 seconds at power level 7. And that seems to work well for me. It's not splattering everywhere. In fact, I didn't even have to cover this. So, and to that, I'm going to be putting in the toppings that go with this. There's 1 cup of sweetened flaked coconut. There's 2/3 of a cup of packed brown sugar. There's 1 cup of chopped walnuts. You can use any kind of nut you want. There is 1/4 of a cup of milk. Some recipes call for canned milk. Some call for half and half. I use whole milk. So I guess whatever you have on hand would work fine. And then 1 teaspoon of real vanilla. This recipe just goes together so easily, especially if you get all your ingredients out and measured ahead of time. So now I'm just mixing this up. And when the cake comes out of the oven, we're going to be spreading this on top and putting it back in the oven to broil for just like a couple minutes, 2-3 minutes. You can really smell the vanilla in the butter. But you can tell this recipe is just super easy to make, and it is so yummy. And nobody would know you had oatmeal in it. So there you go. So we'll be back when the cake comes out of the oven, and we'll put this on the top and put it in to broil. Hi, well welcome back. I just took the cake out of the oven. I did test it to make sure it came out clean, and it does. And I have my topping here. We have it ready to put on. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this on. And then we'll just get it worked out to, you know, all the sides and stuff. Make sure it's even.
Smells good, Miss Chloe.
Yeah, it does.
Really good.
We're just going to work it out to the edges. So it has walnuts and coconut and butter and brown sugar, vanilla. It's going to be yummy.
So yummy. Yum, yum.
But you guys can see how easy this is to put together.
Very easy.
There. I think that looks good. What do you think, Richard?
Looks real good.
Oh, there's one little spot here. I just needed to cover up. Here too. Here too. I like to make sure it's all has some on it. There. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back in the oven on the broiler for just probably about 3 minutes, and we'll be back to show you. Hi. Well, I just took our cake out of the oven, our oatmeal cake, and it smells delicious. And it was only under the broiler for 2 minutes.
Really smells good, Miss Chloe.
Yeah. When you start seeing how it is browning around here, you want to pull it out, you know, because you don't want to get it overdone, and then it would be dry and not taste very good. So anyway, we'll be back in a bit to show you a piece after it cools off. And I hope that you have enjoyed this. And if you have, please like and subscribe to our channel. We would really appreciate it. Hi. Well, our cake is all done and we have cut it and we're going to give it a try here. I wanted to tell you before this though that we were reviewing the video and I realized that I had said that it came out clean. What that means is I take a toothpick and I put it inside the middle of the cake. If it comes out clean without any, dough sticking to it, you know your cake is done. Another good sign is if you press down on your cake slightly and it doesn't indent, then you know your cake is done too. It springs back. So anyway, I'm going to take a little bite of this. It smells delicious.
Looks good, Miss Glow.
It's delicious. It really is. I hope you guys try this. And if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe to our channel. We would really appreciate it. See you later. Bye.